Halloween, for many, is just a night of fun and costumes. But what if I told you that some stories from this time of year are real and terrifying? Amid the treats and tricks, certain people have ended up experiencing scenes worthy of horror films. Situations that challenge what we consider normal. These are stories that reveal the darker side of Halloween, where the games take a grim turn and terror appears where we least expect it. They're events so disturbing that even the bravest feel tempted to turn off the lights and lock the door. Real Halloween stories have the power to unsettle our beliefs, making us question just how far the line goes between fantasy and genuine fear. Who would imagine that a night that begins with laughter could end with a direct confrontation with the unknown? And for those who doubt, think twice before opening your door to strangers, for legends don't arise by chance. Over the years, reports of strange encounters, apparitions, and chases have only increased. Halloween isn't just a holiday. For some, it's the time when terror gets close. In this exploration, you'll see how the simple act of trick-or-treating, entering abandoned places, or dealing with seemingly harmless pranks can lead to dangerous and surreal situations. From these stories, you'll understand that Halloween is much more than a holiday. It's the moment when the mysteries of the real world reveal themselves. If you have the courage to see them, ready to discover the scariest side of Halloween. Imagine a group of friends seeking thrills on a Halloween night, breaking into an abandoned hospital. They slip through fences and dodge security, moving quietly through the desolate building, where the darkness feels alive, watching every step. The silence, initially calming, soon becomes an unsettling presence, disturbed by distant, unexplainable noises. Someone glances back, but there's nothing there. Or maybe there is. Halloween, after all, is the night when the boundaries between the real and the supernatural grow dangerously thin. Inside the hospital, each corridor feels narrower, suffocating, as if the building itself were trapping them. Then, suddenly, a figure appears, a masked person, standing at the end of the hallway. Could it be another trespasser? Curiosity blends with fear as they move slowly forward, but the figure vanishes in the blink of an eye. Maybe it's watching us, someone whispers. What should they do? When faced with something so unexplainable, the only option is to stay calm and avoid drawing attention. Any sudden movement could attract whatever haunts this place. With each step, the floor creaks and the tension rises. Strange noises seem to follow them, whispers echoing through the old walls. Occasionally, they hear footsteps, and the wind blows through broken windows, like the last breaths of something long forgotten. As they near the exit, a final whisper. Do you really believe you're alone? Here, a silent pause heightens the tension, and the fear of looking back is as strong as the urge to run. Two 9-year-old children, dressed up for Halloween, go door to door in search of candy. That night, the tradition of trick-or-treating takes on a new layer of fear when a house, somewhat unwelcoming, lures them with dim lights and strangely muffled music. They decide to knock, drawn by the mystery, but as they step inside, a chilling shiver runs down their spines. Instead of a warm welcome, the door shuts behind them, and a distant voice seems to murmur, "Welcome to my world." Confined in a basement that reeks of dampness and mildew, the two feel reality slipping away before their eyes. The darkness is complete, and the sound of chains is all they can hear, as if something is surrounding them, closing in. Each second, the environment seems to transform into a suffocating maze as their hearts race frantically. Are we going to get out of here? One of them whispers in fear as they feel along the walls, desperately searching for an exit. Then, amid the oppressive silence, footsteps from the floor above freeze them in place. Attentive neighbors had already noticed the children's absence and alerted the police. A loud knock on the door upstairs is their only glimmer of hope, a reminder that they might still escape. But what about you? Could you keep calm in a place like this, where the line between Halloween and real terror dissolves, leaving only pure, unfiltered fear? It was an apparently quiet Halloween night until something unexpected caught the attention of a solitary resident. In the darkness of his yard, he noticed an unusual figure, someone dressed in a gorilla suit, standing still, as if silently watching him. Initially, he thought it was a Halloween prank, but as the figure remained there, motionless and eerie, a chill ran down his spine. When he moved to get a better look, the figure took a step back, fading into the shadows. But the discomfort lingered, and he knew something wasn't right. Later that night, he heard a noise coming from the back of the yard. With his heart pounding, he grabbed his phone and slowly approached the window, trying to see what was happening. To his surprise, the hooded figure in the gorilla suit was now by the shed door, as if that place held some special significance. Disconcerted, he called the police, but when they heard his description, they dismissed it as a simple Halloween prank. However, the resident knew instinctively that this was no joke. In the silence that followed the police's departure, he felt an oppressive sensation, as if he were being watched this time from inside the shed. Seconds dragged by, and the tension in the air felt thick, almost tangible. He tried to shake off the fear, but the image of the gorilla-suited man grew increasingly vivid in his mind. And here, a final question formed. Was this merely a Halloween scare, or was something much darker hiding in the night? These Halloween stories remind us that fear might be closer than we think, and that sometimes it takes more than courage to face the unknown. And you, what would you do if you found yourself in a similar situation? Could you stay calm, or would terror take over? Each of these real stories teaches us that the boundary between the real and the supernatural is thin, and Halloween is the time when that line becomes even bluer. So now that you know the dark side of Halloween, are you ready to approach this night with more caution? Knowing these legends might be the key to preventing fear from taking hold and turning into something beyond your control. I challenge you to think about these stories and to never underestimate the power of Halloween. If you want to keep exploring sinister stories and learn how to protect yourself from the unknown, subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications. After all, these stories can happen to anyone, anywhere who knows, maybe even to you. Don't miss the next chapter in this journey of mysteries, and prepare yourself for the unexpected.